6 critical mistakes that put your cat in danger when you're away. Leaving your cat alone seems harmless, right? Until you realize these 6 tiny mistakes could actually put your furry friend in serious danger. The most dangerous person in your cat's life might actually be you, not through neglect, but through innocent habits that can backfire catastrophically. That unconscious cat found on the kitchen floor? Caused by something 90% of owners do every morning. Mistake number 3 nearly killed that cat, and you're probably doing it right now. Mistake number 1. Leaving them with nothing to do. One of the most overlooked risks your cat faces while you're away isn't what you'd expect. It's sheer boredom. Now, this might not sound threatening at first, but here's what most people don't realize. A bored cat's brain doesn't just shut off, it goes into survival mode. Those 10,000-year-old predator circuits start firing randomly, turning your home into a potential death trap. Emergency vets see this weekly, cats electrocuted by chargers, injured climbing into appliances, poisoned from chewing plants, all because their minds desperately seek stimulation. Your cat's brain is hardwired to hunt 12 to 16 hours daily. Remove that outlet, and it's like forcing a marathon runner to sit still. The energy has to go somewhere, and unfortunately, it often goes somewhere dangerous. Here's the solution. Puzzle feeders are game changers because they hijack your cat's predator reward system, releasing the same dopamine hit as catching actual prey. Self-moving toys create unpredictable patterns that satisfy their hunter brain without the danger. And here's the hack most owners miss: rotation. Cats have surprisingly short memories for toys. Hide half for a week, then swap them out. To your cat, it's brand new entertainment every 7 days. Don't forget about window perches either. They're like cat television. Watching birds trigger hunting sequences without any risk. It's mental exercise disguised as relaxation. Before leaving, always ask yourself, have I fed their body and their predator brain? Both need attention, or you're setting up potential danger. Mistake number 2. Leaving breakable items within reach. Sarah thought her cat Mittens was just being playful when she knocked a ceramic mug off the counter. The crash woke her up at 2 a.m., and she quickly cleaned up the mess before heading back to bed. 3 days later, Mittens was limping, but there was no obvious injury. Here's what Sarah didn't know. Your cat's batting isn't mischief, it's prey testing. They bat objects to see if they're alive, dead, or dangerous. That mug just failed the test, and Mittens had microscopic glass embedded in her paw pad. The scary part? By day 5, Mittens stopped eating. The glass fragments had caused an infection that was spreading through her bloodstream. Emergency data shows 73% of cats injured by glass never show obvious pain initially. They're evolutionarily programmed to hide injuries. But here's the real danger. During grooming, cats can ingest these microscopic particles from their wounded paws. These fragments can perforate their digestive tract, causing internal bleeding that's often fatal without immediate surgery. Sarah's wake-up call became our lesson. Do a 30-second safety sweep before leaving. Remove anything that could shatter from surfaces your cat frequents. For items you can't move, use museum putty to secure them. Your cat sees your home as their hunting ground. Every object is either prey, a perch, or an obstacle. Make sure none become weapons that could cost you a $3,000 emergency vet bill like Sarah's. Mistake number 3. Relying on a single water source. This is the mistake that left that cat unconscious on the kitchen floor I mentioned earlier. The owner left one water bowl for 6 hours. The cat knocked it over within the first hour. You probably already know your cat needs fresh water, but here's the question. How many water sources do you actually leave out? One might seem like enough for a few hours, but cats dehydrate faster than you think. Unlike dogs who seek water when thirsty, cats evolved in deserts. Their thirst drive is so suppressed that by the time they feel thirsty, they're already clinically dehydrated. It's a biological quirk that can be deadly in modern homes. A cat's kidneys are incredibly efficient, but that efficiency becomes dangerous when water intake drops. Within 12 hours of dehydration, kidneys begin shutting down. The reality is, cats need water circulating every 4 to 6 hours for proper organ function. Here's what makes it worse. Cats prefer moving water because stagnant water in nature carries disease. Their instincts tell them flowing water is safer, which is why many cats ignore perfectly clean bowl water. The life-saving solution: always leave at least 2 or 3 water sources in different areas of your home. Include one fountain if possible, and use weighted, tip-proof bowls. This isn't overcaution. It's recognizing the desert genetics work against them in modern homes. One knocked-over bowl can trigger organ failure while you're just at work. Mistake number 4. Not monitoring their food access. Here's something that might surprise you. Your cat can literally starve themselves to death, not out of stubbornness, but because of a biological quirk that makes them different from every other pet. When cats stop eating for just 24 to 48 hours, their liver breaks down fat for energy. Sounds normal, right? But here's the deadly twist. Cats' livers simply can't handle this process. The fat overwhelms liver cells, causing hepatic lipidosis. Basically, their liver gets clogged with fat and starts shutting down. Once it starts, it becomes a vicious cycle. The sicker they feel, the less they eat, making the condition worse. Without intervention, it's often fatal. Emergency vets call this the responsible owner trap because it's usually caring owners who accidentally trigger this. Something as simple as stale food, a dirty bowl, or stress from being alone can make a cat stop eating. Here's what makes cats unique. They're emotional eaters. Unlike dogs who eat when hungry, cats only eat when they feel safe and comfortable. Your absence can trigger food anxiety that spirals into a medical emergency. The bottom line: missing 2 meals begins liver damage. Miss 3 and you're facing a potential emergency. This isn't about spoiling your cat, it's about understanding their unique biology. For longer absences, automatic feeders ensure portions but can't tell you if they're actually eating. That's why having someone check on them becomes essential for overnight trips. Mistake number 5 is leaving electrical cords accessible. My friend Jake learned this lesson the hard way. He came home to find his laptop charger chewed through and his cat hiding under the bed, clearly distressed. Thankfully, the cat was okay, but Jake's laptop was dead, and the vet bill for observation was $400. Here's what Jake didn't realize. Every string toy he'd played with had trained his cat that anything long and dangling equals fun. Phone chargers, laptop cords, electrical wires, they all trigger the same hunting response as those feather wands you use during playtime. The terrifying difference? Voltage. When cats bite through protective casing on live cords, they're getting potentially lethal electrical current through their small bodies. Electrical injuries cause internal burns that you can't see. The current travels through their nervous system, potentially causing heart problems, seizures, or respiratory failure. Some cats seem fine initially, but develop complications hours later. And if they swallow pieces of the cord, that creates intestinal blockages requiring emergency surgery. These flexible materials wrap around intestinal walls, cutting off blood supply. Jake's expensive lesson became our prevention plan. Unplug and store removable cables before leaving. Use cord organizers for permanent installations. Apply bitter deterrent sprays to any cords you can't remove. For persistent chewers, invest in hard plastic cord protectors. Trust me, they're much cheaper than Jake's combined laptop replacement and vet bills. Mistake number 6. Leaving doors unsecured. You've done everything right. secured the cords, removed breakables, set up multiple water sources. You feel confident leaving your cat alone. But there's one critical detail that could undo all your careful preparation: the doors. Here's a statistic that will shock you. 40% of missing cats never actually left the house. They're trapped inside it, dying slowly in spaces their owners checked dozens of times. Cats don't meow when trapped. Their survival instinct tells them silence keeps them alive. While owners search outside frantically, their cat is suffocating in a wall cavity or dehydrating in a sealed closet just feet away. Their incredible flexibility becomes a death sentence. Cats squeeze through gaps the size of their skull, but once inside tight spaces, panic sets in. Stress spikes their body temperature, accelerating dehydration. Many trapped cats die of heat stroke before thirst even becomes a factor. The cruelest part, their hiding instinct intensifies when stressed. The more desperate they become, the deeper they hide, making rescue nearly impossible even when owners are actively searching. Your life-saving protocol: before leaving, physically check every door, cabinet, and gap larger than a tennis ball. If a space can close behind them, it will. Prop open safe doors, secure dangerous ones. Pay special attention to rooms that smell like you but aren't their normal territory. Laundry rooms, closets, garages. These trigger exploration instincts but lack escape routes. This 2-minute check has saved countless cats. Their curiosity is hardwired, but your vigilance keeps it from becoming their tomb. Conclusion. Here's something most cat owners never realize. You can predict which cats will survive accidents based on one simple factor: whether their owner understands cat psychology or just follows generic pet advice. These 6 mistakes aren't random dangers. They're biological traps that exploit millions of years of evolution. Your cat house is still a wild predator wearing a cute disguise, and every survival instinct can become deadly in your living room. The owners who face tragedies aren't the careless ones. They're the ones who think love alone is enough. Real protection means understanding your cat's hardwired behaviors. Your simple safety checklist: entertainment for their predator brain, breakables secured, multiple water sources, food monitored, cords hidden, and doors checked. Your cat trusts you with their life every time you walk out that door. Make sure that trust isn't misplaced. Thanks for watching. If this video opened your eyes to dangers you never considered, hit that like button and subscribe for more life-saving cat tips. And drop a comment below. What almost harmed your cat that you never saw coming? Your story might save someone else's furry friend.